Here's the RunCam Split Hybrid. Split, 2 cameras in one. It's the hybrid version. It's for 4K and you can power it with 5 to 20 volts DC. It's not recommended to power it directly from the battery because of the voltage spikes. 2.7K resolution at an even higher frame rate, 60, and 1080p at 120 frames per second. Already opened it. That's inside the box. The camera on the left and the board on the right side. It uses a different cable. It has 2 cameras inside. One is the FPV camera for the goggles and the second one is the HD recording camera, 4K and FPV. It has a different style cable, 4 screws to remove. The board is smaller than the older RunCam Split boards. The screw hole is also smaller. That's a chip. That should be the microphone, the one with the hole on it. It has a wire already connected. That's for connecting the memory card. We have two buttons here. Screw holes on the side for mounting. 2 of them on both sides. Okay, what's more here? The paper, the plastic for holding the memory card, wire and screws. That's a piece of plastic, it's flexible, that's for that area, and it holds the memory card. That's very soft silicone cable, 3 pins, red, black and yellow, plus, minus and signal. These are the screws and nuts. This one is plastic, that's also plastic. These are metal. That's an older RunCam Split 2. Just ignore this one, that's just a replaced microphone. And here's the 4K version. As you can see, it's much smaller. This larger one used to be here. So that fits inside there. But the newer one will not fit there. Let's compare the old and new cameras. So height-wise is larger, but it's not as thick. The width is lower on this one. The lenses are much smaller. In this case, one lens did both the FPV and the HD recording. Here we have separately both of them. So the 4K version, the black on the right, is not as tall as the older one. Here's the FrSky Nano. Here's a comparison how large this older camera is compared to that one. So this one would not fit in here, it's way too wide, but this one should fit in there. Height wise is pretty okay. Here's a memory card. This one says that it's U1. Here's the letter U and there's a 1 in it, and it's only class 10, so theoretically it should not be fast enough for 4K, but it says 100 megabytes per second. That's only the read speed, but the write speed is pretty high on this one, so it might be okay. It's a pretty good class 10 U1 memory card. That should go inside there, and that should hold it. This wire with 3 pins should be connected here. It's basically an extension cable. The camera can be disconnected, you just have to pull this connector up. Two tiny clicks and it's connected. Using my previous camera, a FrSky one, there is video, but I already connected this one and the wire coloring is different. So if we take a look, I don't know if I already ruined it or not. Here the red is on top and on the other the red is on the bottom. Red, black, yellow, and there we have yellow, black and red. So if you buy a set of JST wires with 3 pins and 1.25 millimeter and position it side by side, then this is the RunCam's wire. Then usually the yellow is on the right side. Here on the RunCam cable the yellow is on the left side. So the RunCam's cables are reversed, the wire order is reversed. This should enter there and the yellow is on the top, but if I get a standard cable, then the yellow here is on the bottom. So the signal of this one enters into the plus of this one. Plus of that one enters into the signal of this one. So get a very small object, lift up that plastic somehow, pull out the yellow, lift up the red also, pull out the red, put the yellow down, push it in, and put the red on top. It has a tiny hook here, so that tiny hook has to be on top. Insert it there and push it down, and it should not come out. That also has to be reversed. So that's how it should be. And now we have light. Before I had nothing, plus there is image. So if I move this one, that one's moving. So the wire order might be messed up. Check the colors also. And it's also recording. There's the red dot in the upper right corner. Here we have two cameras, FrSky and the RunCam Hybrid, and we can switch between them using a switch. It's flickering quite a lot, but it's working. And it's recording, the split is recording. Switching to the other one, no recording there. So the smaller one, which sits lower, it's not too tall, that's the FPV camera. And the other one is the HD recorder camera, FPV. Okay, so plug in the battery. There is video from this camera. Okay, it is flashing blue, the card is inside there, and we have a red dot in the corner, so it's recording. First of all, stop recording by pressing the, okay, with this large chip towards you, the right button. Okay, now it stopped. The red disappeared from the upper right corner. Now long press the left button until it's green. Okay, now it's green. Now get your smartphone, and this one is not connecting through Wi-Fi to the board itself, but it's going to show a QR code to the camera, and that's it. So start the RunCam application, and here select RunCam Hybrid from this list. RunCam Hybrid is there. QR code configuration, so it's just making a code. So let's modify, let's say, the resolution to 4K. And click apply, and it's telling us what to do. Power the camera through the battery. Okay, then short press the power button to stop recording. We just did it with this one. Okay, and in standby mode, long press the mode button until it's green. So that one on the left side until it's green, we already did it. Okay, and then point the camera with that QR code towards the lens. And then it will switch to blue LED, and that's it. That's the final step. So here's a QR code, and just show it to the camera. And the green LED turned blue. Now if I unplug the battery and plug it in again, now it should start recording, and this video should be 4K instead of 2.7K. And yes, it's recording. In the upper right corner, it's flashing the red dot. So that's how you change the settings of this camera, using just a QR code and show it to the camera. No Wi-Fi is needed. To stop the video recording, either press the button on the right side when the chip is towards you, or just unplug the battery. In that case you will lose just a little bit, around 5 seconds. Okay, I just captured a few videos. Some of them were 2.7K and others were 4K. And the bitrate is pretty similar, 52 megabits, almost 60 megabit. 2.7K this time had 61 instead of 52. So around 60 megabits per second is the bitrate. 4K 60 megabit, 2.7K also 60 megabit. So to control the recording from your flight controller and in the end from your radios switch, we have to connect the RX and TX of the RunCam with the TX and RX of the flight controller and a ground. And if you're using a multimeter, set it to continuity between this one and a corner. Another corner is also ground. Okay, so here we have the TX, RX, and here we have a ground. That's also ground, and that is connected to the flight controller. TX goes to RX. RX here, the yellow, goes to TX, and ground comes to ground in this connector. Now connect the flight controller to Betaflight, and since those are T4 and R4, then here on the ports page, let's use UART4, and at peripherals set it to RunCam protocol. Save and reboot. Okay, now I'm controlling the recording from this push button. So now it says HD preview in the upper right corner, and when I press this button, now we have a red dot and now it's recording. Okay, and if I press it again just once, you have to wait a little bit, and now it stops. HD preview. So you can start and stop video recording just by pressing the button. It's red, it's blinking, flashing. Press it just once and it should stop HD preview. Okay, how I did that? Here on this radio, long press to the right, the joystick, go to the 6th page, 6 is mentioned here. Okay, and go to, let's say, I use channel 9, I called it RunCam, and I use switch E. So this one, it's hiding the name. So edit and go there to source, enter there. If you use another one, that's switch B, another one switch D, and that button is switch E. So select whichever you want, accept it, and get out from there. You can give it a name. I called it RunCam. The name is here, the first one, mix. You can enter there, up, down, to the right, up, down. This one makes it large or small. So that's on the radio, on the mixer page. You just set up a switch and then connect the flight controller to Betaflight.